Okay, first you go in your settings. You see the interact prompt style. Keep that on default. The button hints off because it clutters your screen. The crosshair damage feedback, put it on X. Damage numbers, I like to be that stacking. Or you can change whatever you like. Ping capacity default, rate cherries on, minimum amputation off, weapon cycle on. Auto sprint, I'd like to have that off because it fucks with my movement. Double tap sprint, I'd like to keep that off too because I don't have the muscle memory for it. Jetpack control and hold because it's much nicer. Incoming damage feedback, I'd like to put that at 3D because you see more. You need to have this option off because if you have it on and somebody shoots you, it closes the dead box menu. You don't want that when you armor swap. Hop up on. Streamer mode, that's your own decision, however you like. Anonymous mode, I'd like to keep that disabled. User sharing, I'm not sure what that is. Cross-platform play, have that enabled because if you have it disabled, you're not gonna be able to find anybody to play with. Performance display, that's your own decision. Club invites, enabled, communication filter, everybody, or you can turn that off. Reticle is an important one. I have it all the way in dark red because if you have it in dark red, you can see enemies more clearly, so you hit your shots more often. That's my personal preference. Laser sight doesn't matter, irrelevant. Colorblind mode, that's your own preference. Subtitles off, subtitle size normal. And then with chat features off, disable voice chat. I'd like to keep that off as well. Convert incoming voice chat to text off, text to speech off. And now we're going over the controller. I'd like to have button punch on because it swaps my melee button with my crouch button. So RS becomes crouch and jump becomes, or melee becomes B. But you can customize your own button presets and customize. I'm about to show you how. In customize, you can click whatever button you want and you can map the button you desire. Alright, if that's said and all done, we are gonna move on to the next subject of settings. On stick layout, I keep that default or southpaw, however you like. Interact with load, I'd like to tap because it's more, the feeling is nicer. The crouch button is on toggle because I'd like to have it moving fast as possible. A button on hold, it feels more natural, but it's your own preference, however you like, but I keep it on hold. On survivor slot button, I keep that on because I'd like to know what I have. Trigger dead zones, none. Menu cursor speed, this is your own preference, but the best way for me is on halfway on the menu cursor speed. If it's too fast, you're going too fast, you're gonna miss items and loot. Alright, look sensitivity in 4, look sensitivity ADS 3, response curve classic, look dead zone small, movement dead zone small, inverted look off. You don't want that inverted because who wants it? Who does that? Vibration, that's your own preference. I'd like to keep it on because it feels more natural when I shoot a weapon. Advanced look controls, this is my favorite part. Turn custom look controls on, dead zone on 5. It works for me the best. Auto threshold 2%. Response curve on 7. It depends on what kind of controller you have. If there's stick drift, put it all the way up. 1.2, 1.4, and 1.2 in the last 3. 1 to 4 are the most important, to be honest. So if you want to pause, you can take a look. Yaw speed, how quickly the view turns left or right. Pitch, the view looks up and down. So that's your own preference. Turning extra jaw is the aim assist you have on hipfire, but I have that on 10, but I can show you how it looks like. So as you can see, when I'm trying to move my stick left or right, it drags the stick, the crosshair to the enemy more than it should. See? As you can see. So that's your own preference. I have that on 10. But the higher you set it, the more aim assist you have on hipfire. So, but I'd like it on 10 because I need to move more quickly. As you can see, it's much faster now and it doesn't drag you as hard as it did just now. Alright, moving on. Pitch, 0, everything is 0. ADS, yaw speed is 140 and pitch is 90. It's pretty important because as you can see, I'm almost hitting all of my shots. If you're not hitting all of your shots, that's something wrong with the ADS yaw and pitch speed, so you can adjust that. But if you shoot and you're missing, there's something wrong with your ADS yaw and pitch speed. You want to adjust that. But the best way it works for me is 140 and 90. As you can see from a distance, I'm lasering this enemy completely away with this setting. Um, in my opinion, it's the best setting there is. As you can see, I'm going left and right, and I'm not missing anything. But it's your own preference, however you like it. Moving on. Target compensation on, obviously. Melee target compensation on. Target compensation style on default. Everything else, turning yaw, pitch, ramp up delay on 0%. And that's for the ALC. Video, field of view, it's very important that you have your field of view all the way up because you want to see as much as you can, as much surroundings as you can, see if somebody's flanking you, see if somebody is shooting you so you can shoot back. Turning it all the way up is a must. Ability scaling enabled, sprint view shake is on normal, and on sound, dialogue, turn it at 50% or lower. Everything else, sound effects, all the way up because you want to hear footsteps. If you don't hear footsteps, you're dead. So you want to have it all the way up so you can hear footsteps. If somebody comes behind you, you turn back and you immediately kill him. And brightness, turn it a little bit up, not all the way, because if you put it all the way up, you're gonna be having a seizure. But the higher the brightness, the more things you see. But you need a balance on that. So yeah, this was my video. I hope you enjoy it.